Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Michael versus Moon. This game taking place here on Last Refuge, and I can in fact turn on the map as well. We have yellow versus blue in this 1v1 matchup. Moon spawning as the blue Night Elf player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we are looking at Michael spawning as the yellow undead on the bottom left. Undead versus Night Elf. One of the matchups where, well, Night Elf has an answer to try and deal with the hero nuking potential of the undead, and that is in the Demon Hunter. They also have strong anti-air units that are immune to magic in the Dryads, giving them a really powerful way to try and deal with destroyers and to deal with that hero nuking potential. Undead having, well, crypt fiends, abominations to spread some disease cloud and try and make those Dryads just a little bit worse for wear, so to speak, as they don't recover hit points that quickly. Sounds false. He cast SC2 though. Has Crota ever cast Brood War, or is that a false memory? I tried casting Brood War, way back in the day. I did cast SC2. I cast it all the way up till Legacy. I think I stopped at Legacy of the Void. I did cast Heart of the Swarm, Wings of Liberty, and I'm kind of disappointed that I wasn't received by the community, the StarCraft community, enough to be able to get like replays from tournaments, trying to at least keep my channel alive and keep keep the dream alive. But WarCraft 3, was still there for me. WarCraft 3, the players still recognized me, invited me, wanted to collaborate with me. SC2 SC2 is well, I wouldn't say SC2 is boring. I would say that SC2 doesn't have the finesse that and the micro that I really wanted from my real-time strategy games. I really liked Brood War. I liked the mechanics of it. SC2 didn't have the mechanical challenge, and I talked about this in one of in a shoutcast not too long ago, talking about how every player wants to feel every player wanted to be able to create those hero moments in StarCraft Brood War that they saw. A group of ghosts being able to lock down 12 carriers and then finish them off, things like that. So with the introduction of smart casting, a sentry micro, skills being microed, all of that just became significantly easier. And by becoming easier, and by everyone being able to do it, it actually kind of devalued the entire experience overall. Similar to it's just inflation. If everyone has $1 million, then having $1 million doesn't mean anything, and everything just costs more. You are the absolute master. Thank you. Thank you. Funny that I read in Patreon that Tastosis will cast the commercial if they get enough funds.
Forces are under attack.
All right, coming back around, there's another detonation right there, and now it's going to be difficult to try and do any sort of fast expansion because you're unable to place your Ziggurat down first. Ogre Magi going to get finished off here. What item will it drop? Gloves of Haste. Keeper of the Grove is off over here, and not going to, go for any sort of entangle play. Unholy Aura giving that movement speed to the Death Knight and those ghouls, making that Keeper of the Grove, try and retreat back. Tech to Tier 2 is already underway by both sides, I would imagine. As well, we're going to go back into our respective corners. Moon opting to go for Keeper of the Grove and Archers, going up against Death Knight and Ghouls. Oh yeah, back to WarCraft League, they got sacked and people donated over 10k for them to cast the games from replays. In short, the more convenient the game gets, the more common each game goes. Tastosis, yeah. So, I think that's part of the system. If you can create grassroots moments for For esports, that's overall better, and that's how esports really grew in South Korea. They were able to
Players'
have these
forces are under
grassroots
attack.
moments before, and before, because there wasn't, well, there wasn't so many people necessarily involved, and production costs weren't nearly as high. It could actually grow very easily. Problems began when, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there was some actual discussions about how much players, or how much Blizzard should be compensated for creating, or for allowing other players to host their games and tournaments, and what those
Players'
contracts
forces are under
contracts
attack.
look like. And that may have, well, oh, beautiful shadow meld right there on the archer. That may have stunted the success of StarCraft 2. I'm not 100% sure. This is all part of the rumor mill. Nothing will surpass the hype and production costs of the original complexity. Yeah, South Korean broodboard leagues. Well, no, the production. Well, I guess like the the stages and things like that. Presence online. Yeah.
The
Okay. Yeah.
town is under
I'll
siege.
agree. I'll agree to that. All right. And and I think that becomes part of, you know what, I can talk all about this, but it would just be all my opinion, and I'm just gonna, well, try and stop that now. All right, Acolyte getting entangled here. Death Knight does want to save that. Acolyte is gonna get the death coil off in time. No, it does not. Necropolis is already down, and the Demon Hunter is now out here on the battlefield looking to get a mana burn off. Will it be able to get a mana burn? Yes, it does. It gets the mana burn onto the Death Knight, but we may see a Frost Nova come back the other way, as Unholy Aura does allow that Lich to move a little bit faster. There's going to be a detonation right there, only removing 40 mana, as we're looking at Gloves of Haste already transferred back to that Lich. Keeper of the Grove, Demon Hunter now retreating back. Moon versus Michael, as the, well, ghouls looking to try and protect this potential expansion location, but there is just a necropolis. Acolyte hasn't even started haunting that gold mine. Meanwhile, Moon off to the north, never one to shy away from an
The
expansion,
town is under
already
siege.
setting up and entangling this gold mine off to the north
A
here.
player's
We're at
forces
38
are under
supply
attack.
compared to 39, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Demon Hunter still trying to put pressure onto this haunted gold mine. Every second that this haunted gold mine is delayed is another 10 gold that his opponent does not have, and it's still forcing Michael to sit back and not really creep with that Lich or that Death Knight, leaving them both at level 3 and level 1. Hi, Logarithm, how you doing? Back off to the side here, Hippogriff
A
Riders now
player's
joining
forces
in
are under
onto the
attack.
fight here. Archers jumping on the back of those Hippogriff Riders. I always thought Hippogriff Riders should, like, if archers are such an amazing
The
shot that
town is under
they can
siege.
shoot an arrow at you, and even as you zig and zag, not get hit, shouldn't they know how to use that superior height advantage that they have to shoot a little bit further? But no, they still have that range of 600, as we're now looking at the haunted gold mine getting pressured here. All right, Treants now getting joined in here. Hippogriff Rider 16 to 18 damage. It looks as though it is going to be canceled once more. Keeper of the Grove now needs to back away, as the Death Knight, well,
The
not
town is
really
under siege.
threatening that Keeper of the Grove, just forcing another haunted gold mine to be rebuilt here. Plenty of gold being mined off to the north. Meanwhile, down to the south here, we're going to see Moon continue to grow with this
A
economic
player's
lead,
forces are under
as we
attack.
now see 4 hippogriffs in the air, putting pressure onto that haunted gold mine. No gargoyles to try and challenge as of yet, as the hippogriff riders now trying to back away. All right, there's one gargoyle, but I believe if one gargoyle tries to go up against 4 hippogriff riders, the archers will just naturally dismount. The hippogriffs and the archers together would easily finish off any gargoyle. Gargoyle may just be there for spotting and sight, to allow the Lich some easy damage, and right there. All right, there's a Death Call trying to save once more. Units trying to back away. Demon Hunter gets a mana burn off, as we're looking at the Haunted Gold Mine once again going to get pelted by arrows while it is being summoned in. Our units are already trying to retreat back here. Gargoyle once more being called back over, but this is beautifully done and executed, and completely annoying to try and play against. This is just a nasty, nasty play indeed. I believe it's been about 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes. So we're talking about 1,800 gold, as Moon is well starting to spend his gold on research and now starting to finally go into low upkeep. All right, units going to try and retreat back here, but the gargoyles seem to be enough in numbers to cause problems, as the Hippogriff Riders don't want to accidentally get taken down here, especially with the Lich Frost Nova slowing all of these units. That is the reason why they're all separated. You don't want one Frost Nova landing across multiple air units all stacked together. And now Moon says, you know what? I can finally, well, use this army that I've had, and I can perhaps try and start creeping out different locations as well, giving myself a hero level advantage, while you are still going to be playing a little bit close to the vest here by this haunted gold mine.
A player's forces are under attack.
Um, Hippogriff riders do melt to gargoyles, except for the fact that Hippogriff riders can dismount, and by dismounting, you end up having hippogriffs who are decent counters against gargoyles, and then archers who have piercing damage. So yeah, canceling that expo a lot. Finally going to be able to get it up and running. There's 10,000 gold here, and this is 8,200 gold. So yeah, an 1,800 gold difference between the two, and growing. All right, coming back around here, Hippogriff Riders going to go after a finish to the Ogre Mauler. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2. Keeper of the Grove purposely backs away. Goblin Shredder now joining in on the battle, as the Demon Hunter will want to get to level 3. Coming back to the top left, 61 supply. We are looking at most likely Tree of Eternity, Ancients of Wind, still training up Hippogriffs here. And so you have the Hippogriff who does 51 to 65 melee damage, able to fight, and then the gargoyles as well. We're looking at the Demon Hunter going to be coming across here. Meanwhile, Lich is already at level 2, getting very close to level 3. Death Knight very close to level 4. True Shot Aura picked up by the Death Knight of Michael. And, well, this could be a potential creep jack situation here, going very poorly. Gargoyles are right back across here. This could be very bad news. Ogre Lord nowhere near getting taken down. And this creep jack by Michael suffering, dealing tremendous damage, as we're looking at a Scroll of Town Portal. Demon Hunter going to try and pick up the item, gets a Cloak of Flames. There's a Death Quell finishing off one Hippogriff Rider. And, well, Michael back in this game, cleaning up the remainder of this creep camp, and was able to finish off. Well, he's going to lose a ghoul here. Nope, doesn't lose a ghoul. Gets level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight. Has the hero level advantage now with level 2 Frost Nova, but will now be trying to deal with a Panda as a third hero. Why is Keeper of the Grove more popular as hero number 1 instead of Demon Hunter? Well, Tree Ents were buffed up a little while ago. They ended up getting a little bit more hit points. Also, a lot of the play recently has been Keeper of the Grove first, and then you use the Keeper of the Grove like a Blade Master at tier 2. You're harassing your opponent. The threat of Entangle is rather large, and then being able to just finish off those units, while the Demon Hunter himself does a little bit of solo creeping. There goes some Acolytes. Where's the landing of the Scroll of Town Portal? Wait, nope. It looked like it was a Scroll of Town Portal. The Staff of Teleportation, finally a Scroll of Town Portal, finally being used there. There you go. It's going to be teleporting off to the backside. Plenty of gargoyles down. You're welcome. Well, that's what I'm here for, trying to educate the complexities of WarCraft 3. All right, coming back around, low hit point units going to be coming back here. The Tree Ents were able to do quite a bit of damage, but unable to finish off the Nerubian Tower, as an Acolyte was easily repairing. Level 4, Level 2, Level 1. Level 1 Brewmaster to try and blow away those gargoyles. Those gargoyles, well, stacking up in the air. AoE damage onto those gargoyles does make a big impact. Even if you don't kill the gargoyles, you force the obsidian statues to try and heal up a lot more units, and then they become depleted of mana. Once they are out of mana, well, their effectiveness goes down, and it kind of puts Michael in a curious position. Does he want to go for destroyers? Yes, they're good at eating up those Tree Ents, but with Hippogriff Riders and Hippogriffs already in play, that upgrade would actually end up not being that useful overall. All right, Hippogriffs all hanging off over here. That is just a flock of Hippogriffs waiting to, well, receive a Gargoyle. And here we are, Hippogriffs versus Gargoyle. There's a Frost Nova here, and we're going to be going into an engagement. No Vampiric Aura, thank you for the follow. Drunken Haze as the ability, not Breath of Fire. causing a lot of missing across the gargoyles. Beautiful play right there. Scroll of Healing now being used as the Hippogriff Riders are trying to fight their way through back and forth. Hippogriff Riders continuing to poke around, and all of the gargoyles pretty much eaten up out of the sky in a moment's notice. Panda sitting at level 2 and going for, well, Keeper of the Grove falling at level 4 though. Panda going at level 2. Potion of Invulnerability, Breath of Fire trying to finish off some of those units as well, as we're looking at, well, a little bit of a retreat back. That was a crazy battle indeed, but the Panda could end up getting taken down to 132 hit points. Is there no mana right there as the Panda trying to outrun, not going to make it as the Lich with that damaging corruption attack, dealing so much damage here. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter is pretty much, oh, what was that? Potion of Greater Healing on that Lich. Demon Hunter trying to go after that. Are we going to perhaps see a mana burn? Demon Hunter, however, realizing, you know what? I cannot stick around in this fight. I need to teleport out. Moonwell's going to heal back up and then make its way back out. Yeah, beautiful fight there. Michael able to force Moon to retreat back. Yeah, once all of the gargoyles are gone, what do you do with that many hippogriffs? There's only a handful of archers here, well, only 4 hippogriff riders. 16 to 18 damage. We don't see the upgraded damage. That I am quite surprised about. No marksmanship training on those hippogriff riders. Perhaps just trying to get more archers onto the backs of hippogriffs first. Level 3 on the Demon Hunter, gonna be very close to level 4, does also have an Orb of Venom. Meanwhile, Michael sitting at 49 over 70 supply compared to 63 over 80. Death Knight is going to be able to get to level 5 here, and that is going to be a big deal indeed. Crypt Fiends now joining in on the battle, and Michael is transitioning into a play that is going to, well, shut down all of those Hippogriff Riders pretty easily. Ring of Regeneration now picked up, so that Death Knight able to heal up a little bit more readily. Unholy Aura, Ring of Regeneration, and then while on Blight, that Death Knight may look like it's just constantly getting healed anyways. Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues, there's a quick web down onto a Hippogriff Rider trying to finish off that unit. It does take quite a bit of damage as well. Obsidian Statue range actually quite far, 575. Able to just constantly web down that Hippogriff Rider there. Lich, well, finishing things off there. Orb of Corruption removing a good amount of armor, allowing the Crypt Fiends to really burst down that target. Death Knight picking up a Scroll of Town Portal. Are we going to see the Demon Hunter? Well, Demon Hunter is going to try and just make a little bit of play. He does have Cloak of Flames giving immolation and dealing damage back to all of these units here. Treants coming back in from the other side as well. And the Acolytes, that's actually interesting. Acolytes, while next to the Demon Hunter, their regeneration still just looks that slow here. Staff of Preservation saves. Keeper of the Grove going to back on out and heal back up again. And I guess this is almost a problem with one-trick ponies, right? When you have, well, finally we got the marksmanship upgrades, and when you have that many Hippogriff Riders, if you don't have the archers to go with them, is it going to really be that useful? Can Destroyers devour a Drunken Haze? I don't think so.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, I don't think Destroyers can devour Drunken Haze. I don't think is Drunken Haze considered a physical ability, a physical ailment? Like, you can't devour dizziness, right? Anyways, and isn't Drunken Haze just longer or a shorter lasting dizziness? Anyways, and coming back around, Demon Hunter continuing to well fight here. Dark Ranger as the third hero, opening up Silence. And that's exactly what you want to do against the Demon Hunter here. By being able to silence him, you can try and slow down. Oh, what is this? You can try and slow down the amount of mana burns coming across. Oh, Staff of Preservation, Scroll of Town Portal to back out. Meanwhile, the Hippogriff Riders are going to try and find another easy target to clear up, and there is no towers here. Hippogriff Riders should be able to easily go after all of these ghouls here in just a moment. Damage is going to be rather high, and there's only one Black Citadel, 13 to 15 damage. 66 supply compared to 74. Moon currently having the stronger, a stronger army, but still undead with a level 5 Death Knight and a level 4 Lich. That initial hero nuking damage while silencing the Demon Hunter could cause major problems and issues. All right, Hippogriff Rider still going after the units here. Mass numbers swarming the undead base. There goes one Hippogriff Rider. A lot of low hit point Crypt Fiends trying to web them down, preventing the retreat. Demon Hunter showing up to the target, showing up to the battle to try and take down some of these Crypt Fiends as well. Staff of Preservation saving as another Crypt Fiend gets taken down just a split second late. Death Knight arrives to the target here, 57 supply compared to 70, as the Panda now doing a little bit of creeping with the help of Hippogriff Riders. Alright, Staff of Town Portal. Alright, Staff of Teleportation. Scroll of Town Portal. Yes, I do know my game. Brewmaster looking to finish things off. Belt of Giant Strength, a beautiful item pickup. Panda now up to 875 hit points. A little bit of bonus damage as well. Meanwhile, Split Action Moon is coming back here down to the south, able to put harassment here while creeping, and also while expanding. But his main expansion could end up getting taken down. Moon, Crypt Fiends trying to, finish off this Tree of Life. Tree of Life will end up getting finished off here. Are we going to see some damage? Yep, Frost Nova onto some of those units there, as the Lich is still sitting only at level 4. You don't know abilities and the name of every creep in the game, bro. You don't know the game. Yeah, you saw that comment too? Yeah. All right, like, you say you love the game, but you don't know the ability of every single creep, the creep name and creep ability of every single creep in the game. All right. Coming back through. All right, this ninja expansion by Moon giving a bit of an economic advantage, but I believe it's not going to be hidden for very much longer. Dark Ranger runs up. Did he spot it? I don't know if the Dark Ranger spotted it.
A town is under siege.
I don't think Michael spotted the ninja expansion, even though it was right there. All right, Staff of Staff of Preservation saving the Demon Hunter. Going to be teleporting all the way back. Panda now up to level 3, very close to level 4. Where is it going to try and travel off to next? Death Knight, Dark Ranger, Lich may accidentally run into the Brewmaster. No, Brewmaster is going to be able to dodge all of this here, as the undead army now making its way on through. Hippogriff Rider still causing problems, as the main gold mine now finished mining. It is one base versus one base. And this expansion could have been cleaned up by Michael if Michael had just spotted it. Brewmaster now sitting at level 4, level 2 Breath of Fire, level 1 Drunken Haze, and level 1 Drunken Brawler for a little bit of bonus damage. Meanwhile, Treants are now making their way to try and take down this Acolyte again. All right, in comes the undead army. Wait, did they do it again? They had to have seen that. They had to have seen that. All right, mana burn right there onto the Lich. Oh, it looks as though Michael doesn't want to do a fight right there. There's Frost Nova onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove taking a large amount of damage. Mana burn onto the Lich again. No silence on that Demon Hunter multiple times, as we see Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Keeper of the Grove. But a beautiful Scroll of Town Portal just in time for the save. Meanwhile, back down to the south here. A couple of forces of nature are going to easily get taken out. There's that Devour Magic powering up those destroyers. Once again, 61 supply here. More Treants going to get taken out, as this expansion really needs to get cleaned up. It seems like such an easy, low-hanging fruit for Michael to shut down this expansion location and then at least force Moon to be on one base play. Tree of Eternity still back inside here, as we're looking at, destroyers heading back off to the north, and going for a different expansion once more. Not quite sure why you would take the fight to your opponent when your opponent has a closer location, and by being at that closer location, you can defend one of your vital locations as well. Moon running back down on here. More Treants joining in on the battle. They should be able to walk on over here. Only 3 Treants summoned, as he just hasn't trained that level 5 ability just quite yet. Back off to the top left. It looks as though this Tree of Life will end up getting taken down. Scroll of Town Portal coming back around, And well, units are going to try and retreat once more. All right, landing on top of all of those units. Hippogriff Riders going after those units here. Demon Hunter be able to finish off perhaps a couple of Crypt Fiends, and Michael may end up, well, there's Drunken Haze. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire across all of those dazed units? No, we are not yet, as we're looking at the engagement. Staff of Teleportation. Demon Hunter going to come back into the battle here. Orb of Venom, Mana Burn onto the Death Knight. Keeper of the Grove could be in trouble. Moon trying to retreat back. Moon able to retreat back here, as we do see Burrow across multiple units here. There's a Mana Burn, Breath of Fire blowing over the Dark Ranger, and that is the game. Moon is victorious. Michael, even with the additional resources in the later portion of the game, still unable to overcome Moon's economic advantage early on. Yeah, that was a strange game. I got to admit that was a really strange game. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the follow. Strange game. I would have thought Michael, if he had chosen to fight at the expansion on the lower side, he would also be closer to his main expansion, be able to defend it, and not have to just use so much time running back and forth across the field. In the end, the hero score, Moon was actually able to catch up and surpass 554 compared to the 5-4 of Michael. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.